Hello? Hello, hello. Okay, I wanna make sure everybody can hear me. Can you hear me? Give me a 1 in the chat if you can hear me okay. Can you hear me? Excellent. Excellent. 1, 1. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for being here. My team. It's so good to see you guys. Thank you so much. And Space, I'm gonna get you a wrench. Don't you worry. Gonna get you a wrench for sure. Okay. So, what I thought I would do, it's really weird because I can't hear anything, but as long as you guys can hear me and everything is okay, we're good to go. So, what I thought I would do is first, I want to answer a question, a really, really good question that was put into the community this morning. I have it here on my phone, and I'm going to read the question because this is a good one, and I don't think that I've ever addressed this one before. And it's from Catherine, Catherine EYSLAS 4725. Okay, so this is for Catherine. And her question is, I know it's not good to put options from F&I office in a lease. Well, first of all, the options that you see on the menu for a lease are not bad options. You just want to make sure you negotiate the price of them down. But her question is windshield protection good for heads up display replacement? What a great question. Gap is covered in a lease. Would it still be 150% and deductible paid? Or is that something that I need to ask? I'm going in next week and I want to be prepared. Thank you for what you do. Learn a lot. Thank you, Catherine, because I think this is really great. Um, First of all, like I said, you will be shown. I am so nervous, you guys. This is my very first live by myself. Yes, I am going to have Ray on here with me soon, but usually, somebody else, Zach, and is taking care of all this stuff. I'm on my own. So I'm a little nervous. But whenever you're still going to be offered products if you're leasing a vehicle on a menu, and those products are going to be geared towards the lease of the vehicle rather than the purchase. So, for example, they might be showing you a 3-year term tire and wheel plan, or maybe a 3-year maintenance plan, whatever the finance manager thinks might fit you. Um, and so I wouldn't say that it's not good to put those options. What I would say is that it's something you need to think through. And if it makes sense for your driving habits and if you want it, then negotiate the price of it down. Now, with the windshield protection, most, thank you, Andrew. Most windshield protections that you are offered in the finance office at the dealership are going to cover stars, the little stars, whenever, and chips, whenever a rock hits your windshield. They're going to repair that star or chip before it starts to crackle out. Because once it starts crackling out, then the windshield needs to be replaced. So that's typically what a windshield product is geared for. However, when it comes to this product, this is a question that you need to ask. Does this replace the entire windshield, or does this just cover stars and chips in the windshield? And they're going to be a certain size too. I have seen some really great windshield products out there because of the heads up display, as well as other things like the little heaters and the wires and all that stuff that gets plugged into them as well. Where they will read that they will first attempt to fix it, stars, cracks, chips. And if it goes beyond that, they will replace the entire windshield to OEM specs. And that's what you want. That's a really, really good windshield protection. Um, Not all of them do, though. So it's a question that you're going to have to ask the finance manager whenever you're in the office, hey, what kind of coverage does this windshield product offer? Is it just for stars and chips? Or will it replace the entire windshield to OEM specs? Meaning, I've got HUD, I've got heads up display, I've got heaters in my windshield, I've got rain sensors built in there. So, yeah, ask that question. Yes, Justice, there is typically a size limit to those stars and chips. Um, let's see. It's weird talking to yourself, Kimberly. I've been there. Yes, it is really, really weird talking to myself. My cat is sitting over there looking at me like I've lost my mind. So, um, I thought that was a really great question. So, what I think I'm going to do is I've pulled some questions from the comments in other videos, and I thought maybe we would just start with that if that's okay with everybody. We'll just We're gonna throw some questions up there. And the first one is from Octavia. Will all protection and warranty contracts state whether it's voluntary or required? And I think what she's talking about here is forced front end ads first, and then maybe products in the finance office second. Because a lot of you have heard me talk about what to say, how to handle a forced front end ad. I've done a video on it as well. But no, the short answer is no. They're not all going to say that. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. You might not be able to see this, and I'm very sorry if you can't. Um, th- these documents are in other videos where I talk about this. But at the bottom, I think what she's talking about, what you want to look for in bold is the purchase of the theft protection program is voluntary and not a requirement for this purchase, lease, or financing of a covered vehicle. And now, this first one on the left is safeguard. It is a theft protection. And at the very bottom, it actually gives you a declination box as well. This is what I'm talking about whenever a salesperson says to you, well, we put this on all of our cars, this theft product, so you have to take it. You must buy this. It's on all of our cars. And I always tell people, you can try this if you want or not. It's up to you. But you could say, well, let me see the contract on that product. Look at the contract, not a brochure, a contract. Look at the contract, look for that bold rating that says this is not necessary. The left one is through Safeguard, and on the right, there's one through US Theft Guard, where I've circled in red. It says the same thing. The purchase of the theft deterrent product is not required in order to purchase or obtain financing for this vehicle. So that's what I'm telling you to look for if you want to. If you want to challenge those forced front end ads, look for that. If they're trying to force an extended warranty on the front end before you've even made it into the finance office, well, you're probably not going to see that. But it jumps right out on these theft products, that's for sure. Um, Charlie the Super Beagle, a front end ad is when you walk into the dealership and you're negotiating the price of a vehicle and they're trying to force other products on you at that point before you've even gotten to the finance office and gone over the menu or a product presentation. And those products are going to be things like nitro for your tires, uh, any kind of theft product. It might even be a paint and interior product as well. And they're trying to force that onto you without giving you the option to say, no, you just want the price of the vehicle. That's all. Taxes, tags, title, fees, done. You don't want any additional products on there. And that is why I call it a forced front end ad, because they're forcing it onto you. Do remember, all products are optional. So I really, really, really get angry with these dealerships that try and force them onto the buyer on the front end. I hope that helped answer it. Glass insurance often is optional with your car insurer. Yes, it is. Yep, it sure is. And, even with your car insurer, whenever it comes to um, glass insurance, my guy Kirby, you know what? I think I can do this. Yes, I can. Um, Even whenever it comes to your glass insurance, you still want to ask the same questions of your insurer. Does this cover the OEM? Is this going to handle all the electronics, the heads up display? Is it going to be the exact same, or is it going to be something else? Am I going to have to pay for a portion of this? So that's a really good point. Uh, what's this? Space. Just did my Polestar windshield. Ooh, only dealer had the glass. 1780 parts plus calibration. Yeah, calibration is also included in it whenever you get a new windshield. Um, wow. Wow, space. That's crazy high. Uh, 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 uh. Okay. So I think that takes care of that one. Let me see if I can put that back up there and go to the next one. This is from, and I started, whenever I was looking through these, I started trying to remember what video they were from. And this is Meek484, and she is a subscriber. Thank you for being a subscriber. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. I was approved by my credit union. I know what my credit score is. So if I want to see if the dealer can beat it, is there a way to know that they'll only check my credit where they're financing, or will they automatically shop my credit score? Okay. So first and foremost, what do I always say? I always say know your credit. Know what your credit looks like ahead of time. You have the option. If you already know what you can get through your credit union, the ball is in your court. You have the option to allow the dealership finance manager to beat your current credit union rate if you want to. But here's what I would say. I would say to the finance manager, I know my credit well. So many of you have heard me say this so many times. I know my credit well. I know what my credit union can offer me. And yes, I will give you the option if you think you can beat that interest rate. However, here are my stipulations. I only want you to send it to two, no more than three of your banks. And I only want you to look at one bureau because I know what my credit is. Now, the finance manager has to look at your credit so that they don't have to. They can just go ahead and send it off to their bank. But for a finance manager to properly structure and put a deal together, it certainly does help. Um, but you can dictate to how many banks you want them to send it to. What you're avoiding and what you want to avoid is to have your deal shotgunned. Shotgunned is a term that you want to make sure you use because nobody knows that but the finance manager. You don't want it shotgunned to, 10 different banks. And this will happen to people who have not so great credit because the finance manager is trying to find you the best deal possible, or where they can make the most money possible. They're trying to get that deal done. So sometimes they will shotgun it. You don't want that to happen. Why? Because you already know your credit. You're giving the finance manager the opportunity. They should be grateful that you are. So you dictate how you want that sent out to no more than three banks to beat your credit union interest rate. All right. Let's see. So, Andrew, this is interesting. Last time I bought a car, they asked us up front if we were interested in any add ons before we ever got to the finance office. It was strange, but appreciated. That's interesting. I think that's interesting too. Sometimes It depends on the dealership, but sometimes a finance manager will work with the salesperson. The salesperson can plant seeds, and many of you out there who have bought cars and been in dealerships know this, that a salesperson can plant seeds for the finance manager. I know you're really excited about getting your new RAV4. You might want to think about that paint and interior protection. Um, John in the finance office, he'll go over that with you, but I have it and I love it. Maybe you've heard something like that before. That is the salesperson and the finance manager working in tandem to set you up to buy products. Now, you might be interested in that product, but you're not going to pay full price for it because as I say, you're smarter than that. You're going to negotiate the price of that down. I need a drink of water, you guys. Thank you for that, Andrew. That's right, Ashley. 100%. Good finance managers know which 2 or 3 banks has the best rate. No need to shotgun. 100%. A good finance manager already knows where they're going to put you. What is the best? Let's see. What's this one? What is the best way to go about buying a car that is sold out? Not on any of the lots around me, or ordering a specific car from a factory. What is the best way to go about buying a car that is sold out? Well, um, you want to contact dealers, find out. My son is going through this right now on a car that's was difficult to get. Space knows about this one. But he contacted a lot of dealers. He also worked with a broker that finally found him the vehicle. He negotiated the price of it first, got his purchase order on it, put his refundable deposit on it. It's taken months and months, and it's finally coming in towards the end of this month. And that's what I would do. Um, Geo is just to try and call around to different dealerships and find out when they're going to be getting vehicles in. Negotiate the price the way you would as if it were sitting on the lot. Hi, John. Thank you. Promote the show. Thank you so much. This is interesting, Charlie. The soup beagle. Is it true that some customers are classified as minis? I've heard this is used negatively to describe people that they don't think will be very profitable. I've never heard them called that before, Charlie. I would ask Ashley as well. Ashley, have you ever heard that term before, minis? I will say that there are terms, and I know you've all heard them. Ray has often said this as well. People that come in that know nothing, which is what you want to avoid, and that's why you're here. People that come into the dealership that absolutely know nothing, and they come in and they answer all the wrong questions, like, what kind of payment do you want every month? Uh, the worst question in the world. They are known as laydowns, flops, baby seals, all kinds of things. We do not want you to be that person. That person knows nothing, and they're going to get taken advantage of. I mean, they're going to have the most money made on that kind of person that just doesn't know anything. And that's why we want you to be educated. And it doesn't take a whole lot. It really doesn't. Um, a mini is a deal where the profit is little. I've never used that term. Ashley, home run, absolutely. Um, Thank you, Space, for answering that. Yeah, a home run. There's all kinds of terms that finance managers and sales managers use for people that they make a lot of money on. I've just never heard of a mini. Um, so that's interesting. All right, let's look at the next one here. Um, Hi, Kimberly. This is from M. Zonorable. One more reason to call your insurance company to see how much it's going to cost you to insure your new toy. I backed out of a Cadillac CT 4V black, I think it means black wing, because of that. They wanted 3 grand to insure it. We have perfect driving records and in our 60s. The insurance industry wants theirs. That is so true right now, especially right now. Insurance rates are going through the roof. And especially on a vehicle like that, like a CT, like a black wing, I can imagine it's no matter what your driving record is, how squeaky clean it is, the insurance is going to be insanely high, which brings up a really good thing. Everybody, whenever you're shopping for a new car, make sure you check what your insurance is going to be, because your payment isn't just on the bank loan, the bank note. Your payment is also going to be your insurance. It's also going to be maintenance and the fuel that you put into your vehicle, even the electric that you plug into it. So make sure that you check that out first. Yes, they do keep jacking the rates up. Mini refers to minimum commission to salesperson. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm so glad to see you here. So yeah, for sure. Insurance is getting insane. Make sure you check it out before you buy the car. It can influence what kind of vehicle you're going to get. Now, maybe instead of getting the black wing, you might want to look at something a little down from that's going to have a lesser insurance cost. Kimberly, I'd like to hear your comments on dock fees. This seems to be very contentious at the dealership. I've seen them from no dock fee to $9.99 at various dealership over many years. I know they're considered a junk fee, but some dealers are adamant about their dock fee. From GDT 5430, thank you for that question. Dock fees. So let's talk dock fees. I don't know of any dealership that does not have a dock fee. If anybody knows, especially my team out there, if you guys have ever, Jerry, have you ever come across a dealership that does not have a dock fee? Space or Justice? Justice, are you kidding me? Was it in Florida? I have to ask. Oh, you know where it was from. Okay. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Um, Dock fees up to $14.95. Gee, many Christmas. Oh, space. Okay. Earl Stewart in Florida, no doubt, no less. Earl Stewart in Florida, no dock fee. God bless Earl, I tell you. Mountain States Toyota in Denver. Is that right, Jerry K? 2 or 3 with no docks, very few. Okay. So very few dealerships, as we've learned tonight, very few are will not have a dock fee. Most dealerships do have a dock fee. Um, Dock fee can be for whatever the dealer says it's for. Now, the mainstream line is it's for administration. It's so our title department can do what they need to do. It's so our accounting department, it's paperwork, it's this, it's that. Um, and sometimes it is called an administration fee as well. What else is it called, you guys? Have you heard it called anything else besides a dock fee? Documentation fee or administrative fee. I can tell you that the dealership that I spent the bulk of my career at would not waver on that dock fee. 100% would not. It was not outrageous. It was a small dock fee compared to other dealerships in the area, but still processing fee space. Yes, processing. What else? Dealer fee, prep fee, dealer profit. Um, but yes, processing fee. So there I could probably count on one hand how many times the sales manager actually bent on the dock fee, and it was because someone was throwing a really big fit about it, insisting that they would not pay it, and even after the sales manager said, "Look, you can go to any other dealership and it's gonna be twice as much as ours," um, but the sales manager needed and wanted to sell the car that day, that night, whatever it was. Whenever if you can negotiate a dock fee, most dock fees or processing fees are pre-printed on your purchase order. I know ours always was. So it's already pre-printed on there. They will not deduct the dock fee, but if you're lucky enough to negotiate some of it off, it's going to come off of the purchase price of the vehicle, not off of your purchase order where it's printed. I hope that makes sense. So if you have a $800 dock fee and you meet the sales manager in the middle on the dock fee because you're able to, and he says, "All right, I'll knock the dock fee back $400." That's going to come off the purchase price. Not You will not see it come off of dock fee on your purchase order. Um, oh my gosh, yes, we've had lots of people in the past um, throw big you wouldn't believe some of the things people would walk over on a deal, during my career, that is. $100. I've seen people walk over $50 on a deal. Um, every time we reduce okay, I'm going to jump into the next question now that I have pulled up. So that's the doc fee. Now, this one I really like from Jason Broom 7147. What you're basically saying, this was in my Gap video. What you're basically saying in this video is that if someone is spending far more on a vehicle than they should be and will immediately be upside down on that vehicle by an appreciable amount, they should compound their financial mistakes by paying for additional insurance, Gap, to protect them from the remarkably stupid thing that they just did. Yeah, that's great advice. I really appreciated this comment because when you think about it, there's a little bit of truth to it. You are compounding it because you are adding a product, which is adding money. Um, yeah, right. But here's the thing. If you're in a position where you might need gap coverage, do your best to negotiate the price of it down and get it, because I know that my team, myself, I have seen so many people pull off the lot or they're coming back in a year later because their vehicle got totaled. And I can also tell you that 9 times out of 10, it wasn't their fault. It was because somebody else hit them, or one time here on Route 70, we had a fog set in, and there was a 40, 50 car pileup. All those people came in that had gap and had their loans paid off and were able to get into a new car. All I can say is that people that have experienced this and came out of it um, without having any health issues to have to deal with and were able to immediately get back into a new car were so thankful that they had gap coverage. Otherwise, you're paying on a loan that you no longer have. Now, even if I've heard people say, "Well, I'm only getting my car for 36 months, my car note, my car loan. I'm just taking a car loan for 36 months because it's a special interest rate, so I'm not going to put any money down. 36 months, I don't need gap." You need gap the most from the day that you pull off that lot to halfway through your loan. Once your loan is halfway through, you flip over, you're paying more on principal. Cancel the gap, cancel it. And then that amount will come off the principal of your loan because you won't need it anymore. You will have um, paid enough down on it. So what compounds it to have a car stolen total if you still owe on it? Let me take a look real quick. I'm not expecting to be discounted either. Okay. So yes, I say get gap is as long as you can negotiate the price of it down, make sure it covers 150%. Here's the other thing, you might be in a position where you are putting some money down and let's say you don't have a trade, but you are putting some money down, but it's not quite 20%. It's not a whole lot of money. Maybe it's only like 1,000 or $2,000 down. Um, well, yeah, you do still need gap because you could still pull off the lot and get it totaled, and you're gonna have to pay that loan off in full. But if you're putting, say, 15% down and your insurance carrier has gap coverage, they just don't pay 150% of MSRP, and certainly they don't pay your deductibles for you, then I would go with the insurance carrier because it's going to be a heck of a lot cheaper and you're in a much better position. You're not quite to the point where you need that large gap, that 150%, but you're not quite to the point where I wouldn't get gap. So, I at that time, I would go with your insurance company. All right, let me pull up the next slide. Okay, and then I wonder if I can move myself. No, I can't. Let's see if I can move myself. Here are some people that I found in my comments that actually did use Gap. And they're just talking about their experience and how important it was. Um, all right. So this is from Three Big Lies Exposed. And I want to clarify this because I thought this was a really good question. You may have heard me talking about you need to pay attention to the base payment on the menu. It's really, really important. This is from Rayeth. I think focusing on base payment is dangerous for most consumers. Too many people car shop with a focus on payment instead of actual price. I'll quote Dave Ramsey on this one because I think he nails it. Rich people ask how much and I don't like Dave Ramsey, so I'm not even going to finish that. But I think focusing on the base payment is dangerous for most consumers. Too many people car shop and focus on payment, which is true, but that's not what I was talking about. What I'm talking about when I'm saying base payment, whenever you come into the dealership finance office and you are presented with that menu that's got all the products on it, and I think I may have showed this in this video, the actual menu and what that base payment box looks like. The reason that I say to check out that base payment is because you want to see that first. A finance manager will often go right to column one that has all the protections in it and show you that payment first. And that's not what you want to see. You want to see what they're showing you is the base payment first, which is also going to tell you the term and what interest rate they have you at, as well as how much is being financed. And certainly match that against your purchase order. First and foremost, you look at that purchase order before you sign anything. So I appreciate this. I just think that this person might have been a little bit confused. I wasn't talking about buying a car based on payment. I was talking about the section on the menu that says base payment, which is your payment with no product included, your base payment. Yeah, I'm sorry. Don't sue me. Dave Ramsey is not my favorite person. Yeah, that's a rule of thumb. ampersand, let me see if I understand correctly. If you put 20 to 25% of the total value of the vehicle, and this is an equity. So if you have a trade and rebates and some cash down, if that all totals 20%, you really you really don't need gap. And as a matter of fact, many lenders won't allow a finance manager to put gap on a deal with 80% loan to value once you hit that. Okay, next slide. What is the best way? This is stop finance traps. What is the best way to negotiate an extended warranty? There are a lot of ways to negotiate the price of an extended warranty. Um, First of all, now listen, I love Car Edge. I don't get paid from Car Edge. I love them. So the first thing I would do is take your VIN and your miles and go over to Car Edge and plug it in there. Um, the reason that I say that is because Car Edge has managed to partner up with a dealership administrator. And I know the product well. It is the same product that is offered to you in a dealership finance office. So, first, get that price. Now, if you are sitting in a dealership finance office and you want this extended warranty that you're being shown, what I can tell you is that extended warranties in the dealership finance office are marked up from $1,000 to $3,500. It's 100% in most states, up to the dealership finance manager as to how much they mark these up. And you're looking at 1,000 to 25 or to $3,500 in markup. You often can play chicken with the finance manager like this. I really love the idea of having an extended warranty or a vehicle service contract put onto my vehicle since I'm going to be keeping it a while and I drive X amount of miles per year. Yeah, it kind of makes sense for me, but there's no way I can't pay that price. That's so expensive. You know what I think I'm going to do, Mr. or Miss Finance Manager? Hey, thanks for offering that to me, but I think I'm going to call 4 or 5 other dealerships and I'm going to talk to their finance managers and I'm just going to see what they have to offer and I'll get back to you on that. And that's what I would do. That's exactly what I would do because a finance manager knows that you have the power to do that. Most people don't realize that they can do that. Listen, when it comes to buying a car, you've got it. You've got the power. You just need to learn a little bit and you become dangerous and you go in there and you're the one that's going to turn the tables on them. And that's what we want you to be is knowledgeable buyers. Precisely. So let's see. Okay, simple. That was the last slide that I had put together. Um, yeah, I don't know what's going on with Dave Ramsey, actually. Oh, thanks, Jerry. Um, yeah, thank you, Hunter. Molinex has no doc fee. Did not know that. Did not know Molinex didn't have a doc fee. That's really good. You know, it seems to me that dealerships could really get ahead out there. They could be super, super competitive if they would just advertise that they don't have a doc fee or a processing fee. Okay, what's this? Ravi. My Honda car dealer asked for my SIN number, Social Security number, while while financing the car. He said he needs it to verify if I am a permanent resident. Is that okay. I would wanna know. Yeah, I think it's okay. Um, but I would wanna know if it was a stipulation by the bank. It probably was, is my guess. That's what I would ask. Is this a stipulation from the bank? And my guess is it is. I could be wrong, but that's the question that I would ask. Okay. Oh my god. Squeegee kid. You, I think, Lord, I hope I didn't miss anything, are my first, thank you. Thank you for the that is very kind. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I greatly appreciate it. I'm a little nervous this evening doing this for the first time by myself. I would like to use an online retailer, CarEdge, Amazon, etc., to purchase a vehicle. I want to test drive a few. Any advice on how I can test drive knowing that I'm not going to purchase from that dealer? And I'm sure Justice Space and Ashley and Jerry will jump in here with me on this one. Um, Listen, we would never have a problem with people coming into test drive to find out if they just wanted. You don't know what you don't know. You don't know if you like this vehicle or not. Um, you don't know if you do like the vehicle, if this is gonna be the dealer that's gonna provide you with the best deal. So, I've seen a lot of timid people, squeegee kid, that ask this very same question, and I would say to not be timid and just go in there and say, "Hey, I just want to test drive a few cars. I might be purchasing online. You don't even have to tell them that. Keep it short and sweet. I want to test drive this new Honda. I want to see if I like it. I want to see if it's comfortable and how it drives." You don't need to give them any other reason than that. Just go in there and tell them. Yes, Jerry. Request test drive and inform that you're beginning your research. It's that simple. You don't need to give out a whole lot of information to them. Um, Yep, same thing, Justice. Just let them know, "Look, I'm just test driving and shopping around. I'm just starting my search. Want to know if it's comfortable." Okay, it has been 45 minutes, and I think I'm about to sign off. We have, I think, 44 people watching, and I told Justice I thought I would have 8, and he said, "Well, I'll make 9," and then Jerry popped in and my team thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. I really do. And thank you for making me feel more comfortable. I think as I do some more of these, I'll get more comfortable with it. I do intend to have some people on as well, um, that I can bounce off of instead of having Sophie staring at me from the corner, my cat, who thinks I'm crazy to begin with. So, thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and smash the like button. Thank you. I completely forgot that there's a like button. So if you don't mind, smash the like button. Thank you so much. All right, you guys. Thanks so much for your support. I really appreciate it. And I think we should probably do this again next week. Send in any questions that you want to. My email is under my about section. And send over some questions. I will highlight them for next week. We'll go through those. And y'all have a wonderful weekend. We're going to get a ton of snow, so stay warm and stay safe. And I will see you soon. Bye bye.